chapter 3, part 39. One day, in lecturing on self-abasement and humility, Jalal spake a parable from the trees of the field, and said, every tree that yields no fruit, as the pine, the cypress, the box, etc., grows tall and strong and straight. Well, pine nuts are quite nice, but, lifting up its head. Well, pine nuts aren't fruit, so lifting up its head on high and sending all its branches upwards. Whereas all the fruit-bearing trees droop their heads and trail their branches. In like manner, the apostle of God was the most humble of men, though he carried within himself all the virtues and excellencies of the ancients and of the moderns. He, like a fruitful tree, was more humble and more of a dervish than any other prophet. He is related to have said, I am commanded to show consideration to all men, to be kind to them, and yet no prophet was ever so ill-treated by men as I've been. We know that he has held his head. We know that he had his head broken and his teeth knocked out. His head broken, that's not the right phrase. Bruised maybe or something. Still he prayed, O our Lord God, guide thou my people aright, for they know not what they do. Other prophets have launched denunciations against the people to whom they were sent, and certainly none have had greater cause to do so than Muhammad. Old Adam's form was molded first of clay from nature's face, whose not as mire low-minded, not true son of Adam's race. In like manner, Jalal also had the commendable habit to show himself humble and considerate to all, even the lowest, especially so to children, and to old women. He used to bless them, and always bowed to those who bowed to him, even though these were not Muslimin. One day he met an Armenian butcher who bowed to him 7 times. Jalal bowed to him in return. At another time he chanced upon a number of children who were playing, and who left their game, ran to him and bowed. Jalal bowed to them also, so much so that one little fellow called out from afar, wait for me until I come. Jalal moved not away until the child had come, bowed, and been bowed to. At that time, people were speaking and writing against him. Legal opinions were obtained and circulated to the effect that music, singing, and dancing are unlawful. Well, whether they are or not, it's not something that Islam would ever advocate punishing for, right? And isn't the prayer a type of singing and dancing? I mean, people usually wouldn't say that about that sort of thing, but the definitions, yeah, you're supposed to make the voice nice and vibrate and all that stuff. And you're supposed to make it understandable most of all, but out of his kindly disposition and love of peace, Jalal made no reply, and after a while all his detractors were silenced and their writings clean forgotten, as though they had never been written, whereas his family and followers will endure to the end of time and will go on increasing continually. And okay, one of the things about that we can look at is that, well, immodesty and immorality and all that, okay, so that's not a part. Musical instruments are not allowed in the masjid. And when you're going by a masjid, you silence your bells and stuff like this. So be careful of your cell phones. But it's not quite to the extent that you find in Judaism, it being forbidden. I mean, Islam, as far as, what came through Muhammad, certainly some sheikhs have said a lot of stuff, but, let's not be too Calvinist.